Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar. That's not on right. Okay, good. And welcome back to another unofficial H3 waiting room. Sorry, I'm multitasking, making sure all these are posted in the right places too. Yon, yon, yon. Okay, that's good. That's all good. We're all set. We have some Instagram posts as always, some Reddit posts which we love, I guess. We like them. They're cool. But then we also have. Oh, that's what I keep forgetting to do this too. I need to remember on mine to at everyone. There we go. At everyone. Duh. Yeah, that's saved. Boom, boom, boom. I made it on time, and that's what matters. You guys can watch me, you know, flounder from there. Okay, I guess we'll get into my Instagram post since I just saw that. I was just. I don't know why. Okay, so I have this as my first post, but then I have Instagram just open in another window, and this was the first thing I saw. Okay, I wanted to make sure my audio was coming through. I hadn't checked it yet. This is the first thing I saw, though. Scotland is using ponies and cardigan sweaters to convince people to visit. It's kind of working. It's about to get crazy as heck in here. I'll wait maybe a second. Oh, I guess I should talk about that first, actually. Just keep it at the front of this. That way anybody that watches it as a VOD, it can see it, even though they probably already skipped by now. But who cares? We're going to do it anyways. Oh, thanks to everybody that's come in, all the regular schmegulas. So I'll throw this up, make it clear for everyone. So what we have is, coming up, the H3 show is going on break. Is there a way for me to see this better? Okay, I guess this is it. Good enough. H3 podcast December schedule. So today is the 5th. So the 5th, obviously, episode today. It's a Friday. No episode tomorrow. And then starting next week, they're going on a bit of an odd schedule. So they're going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, skipping Thursday, then going Friday. All public. Friday is the poker stream, so that'll be a lot of fun. But then the next week after that, the final week before they go on break, it is the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th, with the soundbite tournament happening on the 17th on Wednesday. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday is the soundbite tournament, and the last show is just a normal H3 show. They have the H3 podcast on here. It's throwing me off. They posted this themselves. Do they not know their own show? They're bringing the podcast back. Russ Cheney went crazy last night, sent over 15K to love. Ooh, shout out. Big ups. Russ Cheney, the true GOAT. Is that really just his name? I feel like there's meant to be like a I don't know. I don't want to be rude. I feel like there's meant to be like a play on words there or something, but I can't figure it out. But maybe that's just his name. Russ. But so because of this, I wanted to kind of figure out what my schedule is going to be, and I wanted to extend my schedule, make my schedule a little more packed with streams, but not overwhelming with streams. So I kind of figured out something that I think will work. Oh my god, I keep doing that. This is what I figured out. So basically this week, this top one is going to correlate with this, and then it'll kind of just continue from there. And it's kind of just a repeating schedule. I put 4 weeks, but it kind of just repeats after 2. Here, we'll zoom in. Let's get a better look at this. So this is Cap and Quasar's streaming schedule. All streams live at 11:30 a.m. MST. I got that today. I made it work. So like I said, this is a Friday stream, a regular schmegula programming. We have regular schmegula programming happening Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And that's, just continuing weekly. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to start adding streams, but they're going to be a little bit more casual, where we're going to try and do the music analysis streams a bit more. I find them fun, looking at what other people like in music, and then what I like in music, and I think we can kind of, now that we've kind of scratched the surface, we can start digging a little deeper into not just necessarily songs that we like, but different genres that people are interested in, and see kind of what the ways that they've developed. I think that would be interesting. Um, and then we have web surfing streams, kind of self-explanatory, kind of just looking around different things that I found across the web, not just on YouTube. I like looking at weird websites, different things. So that'll be fun. Again, kind of more casual streams. And on Thursdays, I'm going to do gaming/chatting streams, just kind of talking to chat while doing different games. I'm thinking through December, since it's December, do a little bit of some nostalgic stuff and doing some PS2 games. So I'll probably get some recommendations on the first stream that we do next Thursday, but I'm going to be doing a lot of gaming stuff. Maybe we'll do some Red Dead Redemption 2, showcase how good it is, how good the game truly is. I need to get my PlayStation stuff hooked up through my computer. There's a way to do it. I had it working at one point, but it is what it is. Captain, Ethan went down the latex hole yesterday. I know he did. See, here's the thing. You guys need to realize this. I'm just ahead. So it's I understand the show to a high degree. I know where we're going. I know how things are gonna I don't think anybody noticed this. There was a musician that Ethan started to listen to that I showed like months ago. Like, I'm telling you, I'm ahead. But to be fair, Ethan's been talking about latex for a while, so it's just, we're cut from the same cloth. There was an old, I think they pulled that up too, right? The old image that someone found and posted to Reddit that was on Ethan's Twitter. Um, but yeah, so that's gaming streams, and then I'm going to be doing every other. So, and then I should have made this clear. I guess I'll make this clear now, because member streams are going to be members only streams every other Saturday. So there's not going to be one tomorrow, but there's going to be one next Saturday, and then off Saturday, and then another Saturday. And then what's going to happen with music streams is, since we're going to be listening to copyrighted music, these aren't going to have ads on them. Obviously, members only streams won't either. But then these are going to be public to start, and then after they are after they're done, we're going to put them into members only mode. I'm trying to figure out ways into making it to where they don't get blocked. And I think what usually happens is we can't watch music videos. I think that is kind of the crux, is we're not going to be able to watch music videos, because if your music videos end up being blocked regionally, and so it won't even be a worldwide block. A lot of songs are blocked in Belarus and Russia, and that ends up being like the main issue. I could test stuff beforehand, but then that's not really conducive with the whole idea of getting recommendations. But we'll figure it out as we go. But that is basically my streaming schedule. I'm going to post this probably after this stream. Maybe I'll circle, like on Monday. Maybe I'll post it and we'll circle that this is like the first day, so people know. But yeah, exciting stuff. But they are going on break until the 19th. So obviously, I'm going to continue my schedule once they come back too. And we're going to keep talking about H3 related stuff on those regular schmegula days, and try and just, put a little bit more of the broader internet dramas, stuff like that. I'll be searching around, seeing what I can find. Red Dead Redemption 2 is goated. I'm on my second playthrough, and the detail is insane. I've played it 3 times, I think, the story, and then I've done one 100% playthrough where I don't have the full compendium done, but I have the 100% stamp, because I've gotten all of the requirements for the 100% completion, which is interesting because you don't actually need to fill out your compendium fully. Your book of animals and herbs and weapons and gangs. There's a lot to it. I got a PlayStation recently just for that game. It better not suck. I'm telling you, it's a good one. It's a good one. You might think, here's the thing. I will say the first chapter is the slowest, but you get out of that within like a couple missions, and it's just meant to set the tone. And so I will say, don't be ready like to watch it like the cutscenes as if it's like a movie. Because people have literally taken all of the cutscenes from Red Dead Redemption 2 and put it into just like a film and put that on YouTube. It's not bad. Dan thinks otherwise. Yeah, well, Dan's wrong. Dan likes a Mega Man. Mega Man's good, but like, do we need that many? We could have stopped after... Shit. Same thing with Sonic. Do we need another Sonic game? Give me a video game specifically about Espio from Sonic. That's his name, right? I want an Espio game. Yeah, Espio the Chameleon. Does Espio have a video game? I feel like there's probably some mini game, right? There's some little game. Espio game. I know there's games where you can play as him. I think that's in Sonic XD. Or DX. Director's Cut XD. Just making a little face. XD Espio. Am I tripping? Not tripping. I knew it. I know my stuff. Ah. Thank you, Alita007_. Welcome to Quasar's Cadets. Oh, is this set up?
Yay, I got a subscriber.
It's not. God damn it. Gonna need to oh my god, I do this every time. I set up the soundboard before I plug in my headphones, and then it ends up running through the wrong output.
Yay, I got a subscriber.
You get a double. Shout out. Thank you so much. Those bonks are for me.
We're just having some testicle difficulties.
As always. Bald men are hot, but Dan's RDR2 take had me doing the minus friendship icon from Sims 2. I'm obsessed with Peak. I honestly haven't looked into that too much. I know people have been talking about it. I'll look at it after this stream. I'll look into Peak. But yes, Espio. I go on random tangents sometimes. It's good. We love a little Espio talk. We saw Scotland is using ponies in cardigan sweaters to convince people to visit. I believe it. I want to go. What about Ark Raiders? Again, that's a game I've heard about. Ark Raiders. Oh, I think I downloaded... I think I played... Did I play this before? My friend gave me his like he did like a family thing so we could play games, and I think I might have played that on his. But I don't know if I have that game. Ark Raiders. It is what it is. But like I'm saying, now that we'll start doing some gaming streams, I'll play some more stuff. I'll step out of my own wheelhouse, but I do want to do some PS2 games this You might get a stream with all three of us. Why wouldn't you visit? I mean, there's no reason to not visit, right? Who hates Scotland? But here's a little something. I don't know what the exercise he's trying to do is. Like, the weight is off balance. He only has the weight on one side. And then he's trying to do, like, a step up from a lunge, I guess? It didn't work. It really did not work. One more time for posterity. So he tries his best. What do you do in this instant? I guess you try your best to like turn, maybe try and shoulder it, because like the weight is already on one side, so it's not like it would be a lot to just like fling it that way. You know, I thought at first, oh, he has weight on both sides, so it probably caught him a little bit. No, because if he had weight on both sides, it like may have not like hit his head against the wall, because like maybe the weight like hit the wall first, created a little room of space. But nah, he went face first into the wall. What's the goal? Gains. What did he say? I don't know what this is. Machikahu? Who understands what he said? Here's another little... I don't know why I put these ones in the front. Here's another guy eating shit. I wasn't expecting it. It looks like he saves himself. This one, you're expecting him to be fine. That's all I'll say.
Should've jumped over that, dude.
He should have jumped over that, you're right. Or was he... Did he say that? I thought someone said that to him. I think he just said that.
I literally hope that's the biggest clip ever.
That was a pretty good clip.
That's what happens when you get a little wild.
I can't watch people get hurt because it physically hurts me. Anyone else experience that? I've yet to find anyone else that does. Nah, see, I get secondhand embarrassment. Or like I cringe for other people. I've had that ever since like, you know, talent shows in school. But I don't feel people like if someone's feeling physical pain, I guess I felt enough physical pain where I'm just kind of like it only when it's in sensitive areas. Somebody like falling on their back or like on their side. I know how bad that is. If they crack their head, then I'm like, or if they like get hit in the groin, man or woman, it doesn't matter if they get hit. Anything related to like, you know, gentle areas. But just a good old slam always makes me laugh.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's doing okay. Like I thought right here, I was like, okay. And then I thought maybe, he just completely covers the camera. I thought maybe he like stopped just in time and just hit the wall. But no. He did a full flip. That's honestly kind of impressive. Just onto his bum. Nothing major. He got a great video out of it. Hey, that was better than the clip that he would have got otherwise, right? But maybe this is the clip he should have gotten instead. Just a foo in a bada-bad. He's right next to the you know, the old compound where Osama bin Laden was found.
Right here in the compound where Osama bin Laden was living at, you know what I'm saying? Right here in Afterbar.
Just a foo out in a bada-bad. What can you say? I forgot there was some music underneath. I don't know if that's gonna be.
You know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying?
Same place that I was born at, but he was in the nicer area.
Great stuff. I don't know what the point of this was. I saw a lot of people just saying this guy's Mossad. And I was just a little bit more confused than anything.
You know what I'm saying? right here in asphalt. Check it out. This is all his.
I did that one time and flipped into a ditch off the side of the road at midnight. Did you just kind of lay there? The worst slam I had, well, I've had two pretty bad slams. I had one slam as a kid where I was riding bikes with my dad and we were trying to do these jumps that were like, I lived in like an undeveloped area, so there was a lot of farmland and then just a lot of desert. And so right next to the Walmart were jumps. And so they were literally just dirt jumps that people had built and dug holes to like create like gaps and stuff. And so I had hit a couple of the small gaps and my dad was like, here, hit this big one. I think you could do it. And I did do it, but in the middle of in the air, I started looking in my dad's direction. I started looking in my dad's direction and turning my handlebars. So as soon as I hit, I just went whoom and just flipped off and scraped on like my face and my arm and my hands and my chest. I started crying and I was just like, I want to go home. And I think I walked my bike. I think we like might have pushed a little bit, but I wasn't like riding it. I was just like kind of like walking it while sitting, and I was just like, it was pretty bad. And then the other really bad one I had was I was riding down a hill while holding on to my friend. I don't know why I did both. Both seemed so dumb because we were riding downhill and I decided to hold on to my friend's shoulder who was on a bike while I was on a skateboard. And I my wheel got caught in a crack that was literally like this big. It was literally like that thick. So my wheel just went straight into it. I pulled my friend's shirt. I'm pretty sure I ripped his shirt. I flew forward and I swear I scorpioned so bad on my face. And I just got a huge road rash on my face. And I got up and I don't even think I cried that time because I was with my friend. So I was like, gotta be tough. Gotta be tough. I don't cry. But I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I think I literally got up and was just like, oh. And tried to run it off because it was like, my legs are fine. So try and just act like you're okay. I feel like a fool every time I roll out of my house in my Raiders gear. Yeah. You know you're going to have to defend that shit when you walk outside. It was actually funny. I was with a friend. We were just riding out late at night. It wasn't funny the next day, though. My thighs hurt so bad from hitting the handlebars. Man. I am a survivor. Los Raiders. They tore it down. They tore down the old compound. We can't even see inside now. I'll defend the fucking Raiders with my life. Here's what happens. We need to get more into hockey, I think. I think that even if you are in like a country that appreciates hockey, this is what we need more of. This is what happens. This is how you train your kids from young to be ready. That penalty box is it's a short period in the long run. Glory lasts forever.
Octagon. Round 3, поехали.
Round 3. They've already gone 2 rounds. Get him.
Ну что это, а?
Hit him.
Господи, боже мой. Что это объятие?
Uppercut.
Ну чего там происходит?
Come on.
Где? Вырубал его.
Good slip.
Ну
slip.
чего?
Good slip.
Ну, не обнимать, подбородок прижать. Молодцы, мужчины, все.
Good grappling. Push him off.
Последний раз предупреждаю.
The coach sounds like he's getting so angry.
Я к вам залетаю. Стоп. И на октагон. Раунд 3, поехали. Рубиться, не обниматься. Ну что это?
Straight up put him in the Thunderdome.
Да, ну господи боже мой. Что это объятие? Ну чего там?
Two men enters, one man leaves, and the other man, they do this.
Ну и чего ты договорился, а? Будешь еще с тренером так общаться? Понял?
This part's terrible. I can't tell.
Ну и
The kid doesn't look like he's actually crying. It looks like he might have a smile on his face, but this is fucking insane. It's a children's cage match. No, this is like literally insane. It's some Russian account. I don't even know. They're doing hockey. This is how they play hockey in Russia.
Бороться! Держать удар. Подбородок прижми.
I'm just thinking, like, imagine you take your kids to go like play hockey. You want your kids to learn how to play the sport of hockey. You go to pick them up a little bit earlier than usual. You got out of work early, and you're like, I'm gonna go sit in on their practice, and this is what you see.
Ой, хорош! Бороться! Держать удар.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just hockey with a side of child abuse. He's just posting it publicly, though. They must agree with it.
Пусть не даст нам уснуть до утра.
See, this is just how it is in Russia. You gotta check the kids for drugs and weapons. Maybe Hasan's right. Maybe we need to go back to the USSR. Go back to the old ways. No, I just had to share that because that was absolutely insane when I first saw it. Because I saw this first and I thought it was kind of funny. And I was just like, okay, like, if you have, like, the kids doing it themselves, like, they're padded up. And in hockey, like, that does happen. You got to be ready at some point. But then when I saw he, like, he had the kid hung up. I guess that was an old video. That one just came across my feed. I get a lot of foreign stuff. Instagram will just allow anything? No, I swear. No, I swear. Oh my god. I don't even know if I can say this on YouTube. I saw the most insane video. Like, it was actually... I reported it. I had to report it. Like, it was legitimate animal abuse. It was a woman. It was in, like, some, like, more impoverished country. I don't know specifically which, but she had some kind of, like, male cattle, and the caption was like, trying to get milk or something, and it was literally, I'm not going to go any further, but you can basically infer the rest. I was like, what the fuck is up with Instagram? Like, I'd expect this shit on Twitter. Like, I'd expect it over there. But really? Really? I like weird stuff online, but this is not what I'm trying to see, Instagram. This is not what when I like videos of children fighting in when I like videos of children fighting in foreign countries. There's these kids in, I think they're in Uganda. There's these two kids in Uganda that are trying to get they're trying to raise money for kickboxing. But I'm not trying to see animal abuse. That's basically what I'm saying. Instagram is a godless place. I think we just have to get offline now. It's gone too far. I'm sorry, everybody. I guess this is another instance of has the internet gone too far? Hands down, the most impressive nod I've ever seen. Someone said bro played himself an outro, and I kind of agree with that. So he's playing, it sounds like Everlong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure he's playing Everlong. I'm like 99.9% sure that's Everlong. The nod off. For anyone that doesn't know, this man is probably under the influence of some kind of opiate, whatever. But I think that it hit him as the bus accelerated was the thing. I don't know if this is like a bit. Because, I mean, his tattoos are pretty good. His clothes are pretty nice. They don't look too torn up. He doesn't look homeless. So he at least looks somewhat functional. The face tattoo might tell you otherwise, but, you know, to each their own at the end of the day. Have y'all seen the reel of the dude farting in a stall and it sounds like the opening note from Wicked Game by Chris Isaac? I have not seen that. Yeah, he played himself an outro real quick. He fell into the pure euphoric bliss of the Everlong riff. He went into like the Everlong music video. That's what happened in that moment. Here's a little comedy for everybody. I like to show off the new talent. Oh, let me give Adam V. Bolt a follow. You know, and everybody's working on their comedy, so we have to remember to be kind with our words, because he's developing his style. This is cut a little weird, I just realized. Why does it have this like black bar at the top?
With cars cutting me off. I mean, how about you just take the whole...
Did I start to... Okay, I was thinking it was glitched maybe. No, it's just... Maybe he didn't want to show off his feet.
With cars cutting me off. I mean, how about you just take the whole gosh dang flipping road while you're at it? Because apparently, there's not another 1,000 cars on the road. And you can do whatever the heck you want. I mean, is any bad drivers here? You can admit to it. Anyone a bad driver? Yeah.
I wouldn't admit to that. I would admit to it. I'd be like, it's me. What are you going to say, huh?
Yes, you are. You shaking your head no. Let me see your license.
I do like the idea of someone sitting there being like, I hate that drivers. They're the worst.
It's okay, it's okay. Yeah, I got
That's the sheriff you're talking to.
Oh, it's the sheriff? Oh, I'm gonna put the scissors away. Okay. I was gonna tear up your license. This is for decoration. It's for decoration.
I don't know what he means by it's for decoration, but I guess the scissors are for decoration, maybe. But if it wasn't a cop, if it wasn't a sheriff, was he actually intending to cut up someone's license? I really wished we could have seen this like bit go through.
For decoration, sheriff. I don't know what you're talking about. I thank you guys. That's my time.
Amazing stuff. Incredible, truly. Dude kind of looks like Moses, just a little bit.
With cars cutting me off. I mean, how about you just take the whole gosh dang flipping road while you're at it? Because
this is going to be Moses on the next episode of that show. Of that reality show. Oh, well, let's see one of his best bits. Okay. These ones he's pinned, so these ones must be the best ones. Here, this one has 42,000 likes.
man, don't even get me started on camping. I hate camping. Because what are we going to do if we run out of food? We'll call for a pizza? Ring, ring, ring. Yes, I would like a pizza, please. Where are we? Great question. I would like to know that answer, too. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're by some rocks and trees. Remember that one?
Come on, Adam V. Bolt. You got to get better. You got to think about the different aspects of this joke, because I would counter you and say, well, if you know the longitude and latitude, they can find you on any type of map service, any type of GPS. So figure it out. Look to the stars. Put your ear to the ground. Watch which way the water flows, for it all has purpose, and it all has reason.
Man, don't even get me started on camping.
I won't get you started on camping again. Okay, one more.
I do not believe in the 5-second rule, right? It hits the ground, it's dirty, okay? The germs aren't gonna stop, okay? And be like, okay, guys.
The germs aren't gonna stop. They're gonna start, Adam V. Bolt, if I drop my cookie on the ground and the ants are standing 5 feet away. I have 5 feet worth of time to go get my cookie. I know what you're saying. Germs. Oh, germs are everywhere all the time. Well, then they're already on my cookie. Problem solved.
Let's wait 5 seconds, germs, and then let's make our way into the food. No, it's not happening, okay? We learned 100 years ago, when something comes into contact with another thing, it's called cross-contamination. I do not believe in...
I feel like a lot of the time it just feels like he's giving a seminar.
But a coworker of mine told me that I shouldn't drink too much water. It can drown my organs. You ever hear this? You ever hear this?
I haven't.
I mean, okay, I'm not down in water like a frat guy. Hey, more, Jerry, let's go. But a
Throat in some water. I just noticed. Again, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm giving him a little bit of a critique on his comedy.
So babysitting is it's the worst, guys. Babysitting. I think I taught the kid how to swear with all the video games I played. And I was like, he was 6. I feel bad for the kid. I think his first word was that. So babysitting is...
His delivery is getting better. He needs to work on the material a bit, because this joke could work if you just need to rework it just a bit. You got to just think about it, actually using some of those swears. See, what you do is this. You got to think of some long-winded cursing tirade, and then you don't use it until the very end, and that's the punchline. And what you say is you're building it up, where you're saying, like, I think I might curse too much, and you don't curse throughout the entire joke. I'm not going to tell you a joke. I'm going to explain a joke to you that would be funny. So what you do is you act as though you curse a lot without actually cursing. You talk about playing video games and this kid bugging you the entire time. The joke ends with their mother coming home and asking how the day went, and you basically just said, it was great. All we did was play video games. And then when they ask the kid how the day went, the kid goes on this long tirade of swear words. And you maybe end it with like a little, like, I don't even remember saying a few of those, or something like that, you know? Just to add a little bit of kick at the end. His comedy is just over-exaggerating his accent. Hey, it's worked for some people, right?
It's the worst, guys. Babysitting. I think
Did you get down?
you always hear the loudest grunters, the workout grunters in the gym, right? It's crazy. They're like 250 pounds plus. They're like,
I guess a portion of his material, maybe like 10% of his material, also seems to just be squatting or getting down on his knees. Physical comedy is an avenue. Just look at Joe Rogan, for instance. You know, let's move on. Great stuff. Keep at it, Adam V. Bolt. We love to see it. My 169,000 follower TikTok. Ooh, he's blowing up on TikTok. Oh, he's doing like some actual... Okay, I guess he's moved into the stand-up lane. He actually seems to have originally been just a content creator. Oh, look. The Joe Gatto. Will he be on the next season of Impractical Jokers? He will fill in for the multiple lost cast members. Another graduate of the Joseph R. Rogan Institute of Comedy. Is Joe Rogan's, what's his middle name? Joe Rogan. Middle name. It's Joe James Rogan. JJ Rogan. Hey JJ. I might start calling him that. JJR. my boy JJR right there. You could have been calling him JR this whole time. But here is when the Fabio Jackson found out that Charlie Kirk passed. It's just a little something.
Yeah, it looks like he passed away, guys. Yeah, he died.
I don't know why he posted this. Like, it just feels completely unnecessary to have posted this.
Light up the mood here. It's really hard, chat. Because my FYP was, you know, seeing this guy, Charlie Kirk, giving great speeches, teaching people, educating the youth, being a true spokesperson, you know. He was nothing but teaching people.
You guys see the face filter going? I don't know why he posted this clip like this. First of all, it's already cut up. So why not cut out these long, weird pauses? And he just starts playing music. Amazing. Here's a little music for you, though. Just a little something. A little something. Grab your double-tipped drumsticks at mofetstore.com. It's not even that it sounds weird, it's just the way that he looks is sped up like that is just so funny to me. What have you missed? Not much. It's really not worth doing a rewind. We're about to get into the Reddit stuff. Just been showing my favorite Instagrams. We do have this to show, though, which I think I've just come to realize we need more games. We need to just start inventing games. I'm gonna try and come up with my own sport, because I don't understand how this is played. I don't understand what like the rules are, but it seems like fun.
Buena Godi. Buena Godi. Buena Godi.
See, I understand it's like bowling. I'm trying to figure out what the like hop rule is.
Right,
Is it
going-
just however far you can hop onto one foot, but then you have to stay on that one foot, but then you can dive out for your actual bowl. 'Cause that's kind of how it seems. Because they hop, land, and then like lean. It's like bowling from hell. Just having them all in a straight line like that, I mean, I guess it makes it harder, right? It's how to become extra technical. But in the same way that we need more sports, we need more instruments. And I just thought this was super interesting. So shout out.
I don't know about you, but I inhaled a lot of lead fumes today. I spent all day today assembling this device I'm holding. This is my newest build of a project I've been working on. It's called the Dragonfly. It's an electronic wind instrument that I built and programmed myself. Really hope that it works today because I finished it like an hour ago. So we'll see. I don't know.
So beautiful. I actually just I'm it was mesmerizing on a certain level. But yeah, new Dragonfly. Great stuff. I don't know if this is their actual account here, let me see. It is. So yeah, if you want to check out catwizard.ewi. I don't know if it's Ewi or yeah, Ewi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but pretty cool music. Don't know too much about them though, so.
I don't know about you, but
Here's what I was basically saying though, is we need more music, but the only way we can get more music and more weird instruments is to encourage multiculturalism. And anybody that is opposed to multiculturalism, show them this. Ask them, what's wrong with this, huh?
We are from China to Appalachia.
And sorry, I'm throwing up this poll right now. So pick your fighter. Ethan Klein, Dan Swerdlove, Tom Ward, or Nate Curry. And think of this as like a think of this as a Super Smash Bros. Style fight. So feel free to think of your own move sets. Maybe Nate has the Guante slap. You know, something like that. But pick your fighter. Sorry, let me restart it.
China to Appalachia.
From China to Appalachia.
I'm Kathy. Marcy.
And Choppa.
Here we go. 2 Emmett Lundy fiddle tunes. The Belle of Lexington with a little Chinese twist and Julianne Johnson.
also just want to say I'm very honored to have been on anyone's YouTube recap. So thank you so much. Shout out, is it Els22? Thank you. It seems like the recap goes through phases, like it's being done in waves. So if you're on mobile, you can find it under the U section on the app. But if you're on desktop, it should just come up on your homepage at some point. The poll is about. Why is no one telling me? It's just for fun. Pick your fighter. Who do you think would win? We're saying, and I was saying it's like a Super Smash Bros. Style event. Dan is taking a commanding lead with 45%. Everybody else is. Tom is second with 27%, Ethan with 18%, and Nate with only 9%. Nate with that guante slap is not doing well. Beautiful stuff. But yeah, I just want to give a shout out. We love to see some good stuff, some nice calming things. But now we're onto the Reddit, which is less calming, so you know. gotta bring our moods up before they get snatched from us. But no way they made this the trailer for the next episode. I don't know if I can play this really because it is like a TV thing, so I'm gonna kind of like. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to just read I'm not going to play the audio at all, and I'm going to pause it multiple times probably, but I'm going to read out what the captions say. Trish, she says Hitler was a good leader. I was in shock. I was really annoyed that she said that Hitler was a great leader. How often you see when she's on the show, she's in character. But a character. Find it out of context. So he's trying to just be like, she's just playing a character. She's doing it up for laughs. Isn't that kind of... I mean, I don't know if it's worse than being an actual, like, Nazi. But, like... well, I guess it's not worse than being an actual Nazi, but it is worse than being truly ignorant, right? To just say, like, well, he was a good leader, right? Like, he did stuff in Germany, right? Like if you said something like that and just were truly ignorant, then like maybe you'd get a pass. But if you're doing it just because you know that it's like a shocking joke to make, I feel like that is worse on some level. Find it out of context, and then you say it's this or it's that. You understand? How is it out of context though if she's in a character? There is no necessary context. It's just that it's fake is what you're saying, that she's not being truthful in these instances. I also don't know why they left this clip in of this guy getting a spray tan, but you know, to each their own. The character just being an actual dumbass. Trisha is a Jewish icon. Spread the word. Rum, not really whiny, but it is. What are you guys talking about? My roommate in college was a like performative male indie type who ended up recording some soft guitar albums. He got into banjo for a spell. Hey, you know, to each their own. I think music is good as an outlet. I think that you truly do have to realize, if you are making music though, that you should be making music kind of for you and not with any hope of actually it going anywhere. Playing a character of Bigot. Trisha's favorite character, the Bigot. Yay! Like, what? Vanilla Mace has always given me the ick. I'm so sorry. So, Vanilla Mace in teddy bear clothing. So I forget what character this is. All of our Rilakkumi cardigans. Dan? Is this Dan? Why would Dan go do this with her? It's just so funny to criticize. Like, I could understand criticizing Teddy Fresh if you were like, if your fucking sense of style was like business casual, or you were like dark and grunge or something. But when you are already doing this style of like when you enjoy this style of clothing, trying to make a criticism on like someone else's choices is just kind of ridiculous. It's also, I'm sorry, if we're talking about criticizing the differences between this and Teddy Fresh, I do think the Teddy Fresh designs are better. This is very simplistic, and I understand that it's because they're just, it's like character merch, basically. It's like not necessarily meant to be like an intricate design. It's just character merch that you see it, and like when people go like, oh my god, it's Hello Kitty. Oh my god, yes, a new Hello Kitty thing. And it's just like, well, it's the same shirt as all of the other Hello Kitty shirts. It's just Hello Kitty's face. It'd be dope if it was like a scene with Hello Kitty doing something, or like a full shirt print that was something Hello Kitty. But a lot of the times it ends up just being this, where it's just like repetitive, like a repeating pattern type of thing. Vanilla just mad. I look like an actual 12-year-old boy. I wouldn't say that. It's fine. I just don't know what she's actually mad at, to be completely honest. I would never say that about her. Shame, shame. Shame, shame, Cruz. But I don't know what she is mad about. So I guess that does leave that open as a possibility. Her clothing reminds me of when guys in high school would make sexual jokes around me, but it turns out they weren't just jokes. I'm sorry that happened to you, Alex. Sorry to hear that. Caleb Hammer says iDubbbz is broke and sold his house at a loss. I don't know how true this is, but I'm not the one making the statement. Get him, Caleb.
I follow a lot of people, so but either way, we know for a fact he is broke because my realtor, who I'm not going to out, is, he's interested in some of the drama things, and we knew that they were trying to sell their house in the Seattle area, and they put a lot of money into renovating the house we saw, and they listed it for only slightly above what they bought it for a few years back. Oh. And they had to keep dropping it by 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. Eventually, before it was taken off the market.
Caleb Hammer also gives me the ick. Sorry, folks. I mean, I don't blame you for that. That's completely justifiable, completely worthy to stand on, 10-toed down.
I don't know if it was sold, but it was at least taken off the market. I think it was at least 100,000 below what they bought it for after putting hundreds of thousands into a renovation.
Yikes.
They're broke. they are broke, and I don't know how they're bringing in income right now because they don't get views.
Well,
They don't
there's
get
always
views.
there's always an open seat in this office for Mr. iDubbbz if he wants to come in.
Yeah, come in. I'm not gonna be hostile towards you. Come.
Oh, they renovated it? Mistakes were made. I only know of Caleb Hammer from Papa God. I think that's kind of the tangential stream, right? It's like how you go, like people that are fans of H3 might become fans of Papa Gut and might have found Caleb Hammer that way, or they're just fans of like, because I do find his audit series interesting, but only with particular people, because sometimes he is just a little over the top. And ever since Papa Gut said that he sounds like Beaker, I can't not hear it.
Man, I know you're far left, and I don't really like extremism on either side. That's just really not me.
Whenever Papa Gut watches him, I switch. Caleb Hammer looks AI. I've said this. This is such a fucking big insult. What's his name? Oh my god, what's his name? Oh, what's he called? Oh my god, this is gonna take me a second. I'm completely forgetting what it's called. Teen. Oh my god. Why is this not working right now? I'm actually gonna get so upset. Oh my god, this is gonna make me so mad. And I have to ask ChatGPT. This joke isn't even gonna land now. That's why I couldn't figure out his name? God damn it. That's it. Oh my god, here we go. To me, I see... Oh, god, fucking hell. I see it's... Oh my god, why is everything such a small image? Whatever, it's either gonna land or it's not. I don't even care anymore. This joke is fucking stupid. Whatever. To me, Caleb Hammer looks like Hasan, but like Larry and Robin. It's like Hasan and Caleb Hammer. Fucking hell, that took way too long, and it's not that funny. It's just not that funny. But it was pissing me off that I was literally looking for it for so long, and no images of Larry were coming up. God damn it. How many people left in that time? Let's see. We actually gained a few people. Okay, well, welcome in. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping in.
But yeah, come in. Let's talk. I think his wife does OF, so maybe that's how they bring in some money.
But Caleb Hammer does seem a bit edgy for my taste. I'll just say that much. He doesn't seem necessarily like a bad guy, but I also think that he's in it for the views too. So that's why I can only watch some of his videos. I haven't watched like any of the recent ones. I feel like I'm laughing more at how mad you are now. Hey, at least I got some kind of laugh out of it, you know? We couldn't miss a Captain Crash Out. His content kind of sucks. I prefer his older videos. Yeah, well, because I think that he realized that they have to be like it has to be bigger than life, you know? It can't be just a normal person coming in and being like, I do terribly with my money. I don't even have any kind of savings. I don't do any kind of fund management. Did y'all just see Ethan's story about Taylor? I have not. Here, let me see it before we move on to the next part. She's the best. They said they saw you there. That's it. Why are you at a Spotify event? We have a large show on their platform, and you do what? Stalk children in Roblox? Apparently people from Ethan Klein's H3 podcast were there stalking me. So is this one first? Or no, this one is first. I just hate the way Twitter is. I really do. I can never tell which way I'm supposed to be reading stuff. Apparently people from Ethan Klein's H3 podcast were there stalking me and following me around and talked about it on their stream. That's very creepy. I went to the event with a bunch of friends and had to leave by 9:30ish, so I didn't notice. But being stalked followed IRL is unsettling. This feels like grounds for defamation on some level, right? You're saying that they're stalkers? And you're not saying it about Ethan. You're saying it specifically about Zach when all he said was that he saw you there. And that you looked like, I don't remember exactly his phrasing, but he basically just said you looked worse for wear. And that's like, yeah, it's a crazy reach. I should be able to go to events for work without deranged Ethan Klein's staffers following and watching me. Ethan Klein continues to encourage IRL harassment and stalking of the people he targets, and it's very worrying. This is how his staff spent their time at a big event like this. I can tell you as another tall king, Zach definitely wasn't looking for Taylor Lorenz. I realized this recently. I guess not recently. I realized it about every 3 to 4 months. That if you really get down to the average height of everybody else, not being able to see over the tops of people's heads makes it difficult to see people in a crowd. It really does. But when you are at least eye level above people, you don't need to be a full chin above. If you're just eye level, you can see so far into the room. You can see so many different people that might not even notice you. It's genuinely just, it happens. And trying to act like his aside about seeing you at the event is the same as him stalking you. It's weird. She never shuts the fuck up about stalking. I fucking hate her. Calm down, Alex. Calm down. She uses real problems like misogyny and stalking for Twitter likes. That is true. I understand being upset because it is ridiculous to. Because here's the thing: even if, no, because there's no way that she genuinely believes that it's stalking, and weaponizing these types of things is detrimental. Not just it's detrimental in the sense of, people already have a hard time telling their stories, and it makes it even harder when things like this get thrown around and just get used as examples of well, look at what this person said. Oh, I'm not going to believe them because this other person lied before. And it's that's why we need to stop people from hyperbolizing on these very simple things. They're poking out from behind a corner comically close to her. They said, Taylor. She said, huh? What was that? Who's there? But let's move on. Let's not stalk her any longer. Oh, I'm sorry, Taylor. Mike from PA. Don't fall for Ethan's attempt to get people to ask for a refund. So Gato Fumador, what a person. Litigious millionaire Zionist podcaster. Wow. A lot of titles. Litigious millionaire Zionist podcaster Ethan Klein drools over the donations to Casey Tron's legal defense against his frivolous lawsuit. Not frivolous. She settled and said that she said quite literally the opposite. So, like it is what it is, buddy. Cope, and seethe. None of this is real. Any reasonable analysis of how much the lawsuit advanced in the trial process would indicate that all the GoFundMe money was spent on legal costs. Ethan is trying to get you to refund your donations so that Casey Tron owes money. Don't fall for it. Again, she said herself that if any money is left, it will go to him. He is not, and the thing is he wasn't just gloating about it. There were already people being like, "Oh, we need to figure out if you want to get a refund, go through your bank or go through GoFundMe. Commit fraud by claiming that it was fraud in the first place." Like what? Mike from PA, nice. Mike from PA makes me ashamed to be from PA. I'm gonna start marketing my Twitch streams as Guppy from PA to reclaim it. Do it, Guppy. I believe it. I believe in you. I believe it. Believe it. But yeah, so Mike from PA doing what he always do. Am I right? Anissa, for her own birthday, paid Ethan $1,000. And here's the thing, guys. Everybody that paid into Casey Tron's legal fund, all you have to do is cope with the fact and just be like, my money was spent on the lawyers. Everybody else's money was sent to Ethan. I sent my money in early, or so like that changes anything. Didn't Ethan literally explain that they're committing fraud? He's trying to help them. No, like, well, that's the thing is they're like being, and I don't know if maybe they're just that stupid. I don't know. I think they are just stupid. He was saying not to commit fraud and try and get a refund. Everybody else is being like, maybe we should think about it. And I guess Mike from PA is telling them like, don't do it, don't do it. She already spent the money in the right way, I promise. But sorry, Anissa from her own birthday, for her own birthday, paid Ethan $1,000. For my birthday, I would like everyone who can afford to go donate to Casey's GoFundMe for legal fees. It would mean so much to me. Legal fees don't mean legal fees actually don't include settlement. Why? They don't include settlement payments. Why? Because it didn't explicitly say it. But, I'm sorry, there was another one, I think. One more. I started y'all off with my own donations, so you all know how important it is to me. Thanks in advance. Love you all, and I appreciate all the happy birthday wishes. I like how the snarkers were literally like, withdraw the money, but don't withdraw too much. Only the perfect amount so Casey won't owe money. That was the part that I found hilarious. They were literally saying, if you want, do it, like, just take back enough so that she can still have her legal fees paid for. First of all, then she would have to be public about how much her legal fees actually cost. Which I don't know if she's going to want to do that. I mean, I guess, maybe, like, what does she have to lose at this point? Start a new GoFundMe, me, Casey. Start a new one. It's depressing these idiots have the money to spend on this. Yeah, a little bit. Just a bit. The Defamation Olympics. She did more than Hasan. Hey, at least she tried to help her friend out, you know? But here is the Defamation Olympics. Glenn Greenwald and Taylor Lorenz. I have to say, two formerly well-established journalists now talking about this. I do hate that argument a lot of the time, because that's like an argument like people use towards anybody, being like, why do you talk about Hasan so much? Why does everybody talk about Hasan? But I do think it's funny when somebody that like was breaking leaked like government secret shit is like, he's now like, Ethan Klein, come on, man. Hasan was thinking of helping Casey. Don't you get it? Just the same way he was thinking about going to Gaza, going to Palestine.
Great, but I don't know. I just need it. I can't start without it. All right. Let's dive right into what we were just talking about, which is this lawsuit, or these series of lawsuits brought by an extremely...
She can't help but nod. She just nods along to everything.
Great, but I don't know. I just need it. I can't start without it. All right. Let's dive right into what we were just talking about, which is this lawsuit, or these series of lawsuits brought by an extremely wealthy streamer. He became very wealthy as a result of what had been the popularity of his show, Ethan Klein.
She hasn't stopped. She's literally nodded this whole 17 minutes. Like, probably the first 3 or 4 seconds she wasn't nodding. So she's nodded for almost a whole 15 seconds.
And I think he lost a lot of his audience over the last couple of years because he was identified as kind of a hardcore Zionist, which isn't a good way to keep.
He's a hardcore Zionist. I just love throwing around terms like for no reason. Just throwing things around with no actual understanding of the person's actual viewpoints. Because you don't just say this person's a Zionist. You talk about what their actual political perspectives are. We don't just say, oh, Hasan supports terrorism for no reason. He just supports terrorism. We say it because he supports Hamas and the Houthis and the actions that they do in this like come on, man. It's just fucking, it's so stupid. Let's see, has she stopped nodding yet?
A younger online audience, but also it's just kind of, he seemed to become just, the whole show seems to be about his vendettas, and one of the ways he expressed these vendettas is that he searched.
Someone get your dog. It needs to go poop or needs to be fed or something. Help it out.
Out 3, I wouldn't call them tiny, but certainly not at all large streamers, younger women, and sued them for copyright infringement, but for putting a video of his on their channel and kind of commenting on it, reacting to it. And it's like, even if they did the copywriting, he made it clear that the rationale, the motive for it was that he has a ton of money and knows that they have none.
What? You're saying that he's publicly stating, this is just straight defamation. You are claiming that he has publicly stated that the intent was purely to just ruin them, and because I know he said hyperbolic things at times. Like, he's definitely said things, but I don't think he said I'm doing this because I want to make sure you have no money. I think he's basically said, I'm going to take everything from you, which is a factual statement if they want to see this go to term.
And therefore can destroy them simply by bankrupting them or forcing them to settle. And last night, one of them read a script that was designed to humiliate her as much as possible. Can you tell us a little bit about where he is in kind of the ecosystem of how information is being consumed in that world, but also this tactic of bullying people who don't have financial resources to force them into submission?
Yeah, so let's be clear. Ethan Klein is a multi-millionaire YouTuber. He's one of the richest YouTubers out there. He's consistently in YouTube's top earners in terms of their podcast charts that they have. His podcast, the H3H3 podcast, has been going, I think, for a decade, if not longer. He's sort of an OG YouTuber, so he really got famous in the 2010s by covering drama and kind of being like an edgelord on the internet.
Taylor, you need, like, what is up with your dogs? Do they need something? Like, I think these are her dogs.
He famously had a show with Hasan Piker called The Leftovers. October 7th happened. They had this messy breakup because, as you mentioned, Ethan's a hardcore Zionist. His wife, Ela, was in the IDF, has continued to defend the IDF. And he's used his...
Good job just basically, like, yada-yadaing, like, literally, like you just said, over 10 years of history.
Is millions and millions of dollars to essentially...
Right?
You think it's his? Maybe.
She's Israeli
She's
herself.
Israeli.
If it is his dog, then that makes me pissed off at Greenwald then. Either one of them, it makes me pissed off. If it's Taylor and she's in the middle of talking and her dog's barking, maybe you should go check on your dog. If it's Glenn, fucking dude, you don't even need to have your microphone on while she's talking. Mute yourself for like a minute. Let her speak.
Yes.
And they lived in Israel, I think, too, right? So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So these are Israel defenders here. You know, he's talked about wanting to go back to Israel, show everyone how beautiful Israel is. He's denied the genocide.
At one point, did he deny the genocide? Because again, that's just a defamatory. That is literally defamation. It is defamation of character. That's not true.
You know, it's disgusting what the stuff that he's doing in terms of that. So he lost, a faction of his audience, but he, again, is this multi-millionaire, lives in this mansion in a gated community in one of the nicest, richest areas of Los Angeles. And he uses his vast amount of money and the attention that he gets from
He uses his wealth from his castle on the hill to smite smaller creators.
Monetizing these hate campaigns to financially abuse these women. As you mentioned, these women have no audience compared to Ethan Klein. These are three very small Twitch streamers with a couple, few thousand watchers or whatever, viewers. And they reacted to a video of his, something that he encouraged people to do. He encouraged people to react, to his videos. This is very common in Twitch culture. They react.
Again, you are completely overlooking the actual claim that is being fought in court, which is if it stands to fair use, if it stands up to the doctrine of fair use and is not committing copyright infringement. And the claim is that they were explicitly looking to siphon views away from the original source, and that is copyright infringement. Just plain and simple. And I do like that they tried to, she is like, I think everybody else is doing their best to not make it about Israel-Palestine. They understand that this is a copyright infringement lawsuit, and trying to shift it into something else ends up it ends up like diluting your own audience, because they like or I guess diluting would be what you want to do. I guess it dilutes your own perspective to your audience, so that they look at it and realize that what you're saying is only like half true. And so they avoid actually just talking about that subject. But she's just straight up saying like, well, it's all because of Israel-Palestine. He's a big Zionist. Don't forget that part.
They criticized him, and he didn't like that. And so
why is it always dumb women? Why? I mean, we have Glenn Greenwald right here, and we have Hasan, we have Noah Sampson, we have Bad Empanada, we have Chris Kunzler. Actually, I'll say Chris Kunzler's smart. I think he is a bit nefarious. But we got enough. Don't worry.
He used his money to essentially financially destroy them. And none of this is about copyright. As you mentioned, it's all about sort of just dominating them and destroying their lives. And he's a vindictive psychopath.
Great, but
iDubbbz. I just don't even know if he's human anymore. I genuinely can't tell. Half the time I'm like, whoa, what happened? How was iDubbbz not the first on your list? I don't know. Projecting much? I am the dumbest of men. Don't get me wrong. It's literally copyright infringement, yeah. I mean, I think that some people just love hearing themselves talk. But blaming Casey Tron for apologizing feels like the equivalent of blaming voters for not voting for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. I really want to hear how she tries to stitch this together.
Blaming her feels like blaming. I think this analogy will hit. We'll see if it hits after I say it. Blaming her feels like the equivalent of blaming voters for not voting Kamala Harris. It's like, no, the blame should rest with Kamala Harris and the DNC for running.
The voting shouldn't rest on the voters. I understand what she's trying to say, and it's always the most stupid fucking opinion. Oh, well, Kamala Harris and the DNC should have run a better campaign. If they would have run a better campaign, more people would have voted for them. Cool. Good. That doesn't mean that the people that decided either not to vote or to vote in opposition for other, like, weird reasons didn't add to, like, the tilt. Because it's not like Trump won in a landslide. He won by a very, like, pretty small margin. Like, even in terms of, like, oh, shout out Evie, member for 1 month. Yes, indeed. But, like, what was Trump's votes? College vote. Because the electoral college votes were, 312 to 226. And people look at that and go, 312 to 226, that's fucking huge. And it's like, guys, there have been ones like, let's just look up biggest college win in history. I just want to see what's the biggest margin in history. Like winning like 500 to 100 and stuff like that. Here, I'm trying to find a good example. I forgot to write a message. Well, there, I read that message, Evie. Feel free, write another one and I'll read that one out. Yeah, Reagan won 525 out of the 538. He won 97%. Nixon won 520. But Trump won. It's clear that her campaign wasn't that fucking bad, right? Like, it clearly wasn't that bad.
running such a fucking shit campaign. In the same vein, you shouldn't be blaming, your ire shouldn't be directed towards Casey Tron.
I just don't understand. Like, this point is just dumb. Don't blame voters for what happened. But also, I think that analogy is just weak, because what would be the, like, Casey, like, what would be what would be the thing Casey Tron's voting for? It doesn't work on any level. Like, it's so confusing. Read this. I'm Burger Man and my nips look like the end of a pepperoni. There you go. She can't even accidentally make a good point, can she? Madman, shout out, member for 3 months, part of the inner circle. Just to show up, Evie. Gotta do it. But let's move on from this. I want to say, because I know they showed this. They talked about this one on the podcast, right? I know they were showing different clips from this, but I wanted to just talk about it for a second, just because I think it's so crazy.
But what do you think is going to happen next time when you are celebrating that sort of stuff? What if next time the guy actually doesn't just have like a Kaya photo, but instead...
Rum Tum Tugger, member for 1 month, said Rum Tum Tugger. Oop, don't print this. Why did I just get random print options? Oh, was it the share? What was that?
Actually has a gun, has a knife, does something more fucked up. What if some people...
I do just think it's so... But I also wanted to, like, ask, does anybody know of, like... I guess I could try and search through his stream and try and find it. That's just so long, trying to look through his long-ass streams. But what I'm wondering is...
Okay, morning, Joe.
It is this one. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it. It'd take way too long to actually try and look through the stream and find it. I'm wondering, why did he bring up Ethan in the first place? Because they showed that clip of him being like, oh, Ethan, how would Ethan react if somebody came up to him? How would Ethan react if somebody came up and tried to grill him about Israel-Palestine? And Ethan showed the evidence of what he would do and what he has done in the past. But I'm wondering, was there any, like, reason that he brought Ethan up at all? Because everybody always says, oh, Ethan is so obsessed with Hasan. Ethan is so obsessed with Hasan, all he ever does is talk about Hasan. He makes so many posts about Hasan and talks about Hasan all day. You can think that, but what would be the context that would make it relevant for Hasan to bring up Ethan when all he's talking about is someone trolling him about him shocking his dog? That was made fun of by literally every community. Like, as far as the eyes can see, it was made fun of. It's because Ethan shared the video on Instagram. Is that why he was talking about it? But even so, it's just like, just maybe I could understand talking about the post then, but then this like imagining of like what happened. Imagine what would happen. Imagine. He also says imagine I'd react to that sort of thing ever happened to Ethan, and it happened to Hasan. He's pissed off everyone. Everyone is laughing at him, and Ethan and Asman are his sleep demons. But hey, Ethan's the one crashing out, about to go to the Bahamas and gamble. Ethan's the real crash out, right?
Photo, but instead actually has a gun, has a knife, does something more fucked up. What if some people...
I do. What would if some people have? Oh, also didn't say anything, just shared a clip. Yeah. Hey, it's funny. It is funny, bro. But that's what I'm saying, though, is I guess even then, it's still not enough context for him to then just start fantasizing about Ethan being, like, berated in public because some guy made a very minimal joke to him. I just still can't get over it. He really just said, "Free Kaya, free Kaya," and then the other guy loved it. The other guy was like, "That was amazing. That was beautiful." What if a plane fell out of the sky, Hasan? What if somebody decided that they wanted to use their mind powers and melt my brain through the stream, huh? What if in this moment somebody discovered that they actually have otherworldly powers and they wanted to use them on me through their computer? Ah, it's happening. Ah. Just kidding. But let's not forget about Hasan's fan base. Hasan Piker superfan, Jarrett Mackey, I don't know if he's an actual superfan, but he is a fan of Hasan, is set to appear in a Madison County, Illinois courtroom on January 20th after a grand jury indicted him on 11 counts of terroristic threats. Michigan man charged with making terrorist threats in Illinois. And all Hasan had to say about it, and I have to say, it's just so... Hasan didn't denounce... It's funny because Hasan didn't denounce what the guy... He did denounce what the guy did, I guess, but he more so just denounced him as a person and basically just tried to separate himself and be like, I didn't even know him. He's just a fan of mine. He's just been swayed by my content. I don't know why he would think these things. I hate the woke, I hate the left, so you hate your entire audience, but they're the good ones. That's the thing. It would be Israel's fault, and that falls on Ethan. I think this is Israel's fault too, right? Israel brainwashed this kid using Ethan. Hasan should go to trial for tucking a sports shirt into his slacks. He should also go to trial for how loose these slacks are. Because here's the thing. I understand a baggy fit. You know, we rock some Jenkos when we got them. When you got them Jenko jeans, you put them on. You know, I got some, these are some real classics. What y'all know about loose fit Ben Davis? What y'all know about the loose fit Ben Davis? This image looks hilarious. This is a really bad selling point for these pants. This cut does not look good on him. But these got pulled out of the thrift bin. And the only reason I like Ben Davis. This is legitimately the only... I have a pair of old pants that I cut into shorts. And then I still have a pair of brown Ben Davis slacks. But I love the monkey. Not going to give that up. Why the hell would I give this up? Everybody's just talking about Overwatch now. What happened? I was talking about pants. What did you do, Alex? With some Nike Cortez. He's rocking a boner in this in this one? Or are you talking about the other image? Like a drop crotch, I hate it, yeah. Pants are fun. I know all about Ben Davis and Dickies. All my high school friends were skaters. I think that's the reason my dad gave me his hand-me-downs. He looks like he's riding a horse. I mean, these would be perfect for horse riding. I do have to say, they do have enough, they have enough slack in the slacks to give you some room. Rocking that bony, just a, just a little something, just a little flex. Pants over Overwatch. Still no title, no thumbnail. I'll put a poll up now. Dan Swerdlove won this poll, though. Dan Swerdlove would beat the rest of them in a fist fight in Super Smash Bros. Probably. If they were in a Super Smash Bros. Style fight, Dan would use some type of hacking ability. He would call upon the Scorpion chair. It would pick him up and it'd be like a mech suit. And the chair would start like attacking. That'd be his ultra. Oh, Ethan and Tom came in second, though. They tied. They both tied for second. They were just too busy hugging it out. They were hugging it out real hard, so, Ethan and Tom just got blasted away by the Scorpion chair.
Hey guys, today I am going...
But, sorry, this is defending Casey Tron's apology / settlement to Ethan Klein versus X-Trolls. So this is from our boy Tony. We've been getting a lot of stuff from Tony. He's been going over a lot of these topics, and I do want to hear his opinion as a lawyer, because I've been saying a lot of stuff, and I really want to hear the opinion from the opinion of a lawyer about the settlement terms. My God. I've been crashing out this whole stream. I can't speak, I can't read, I can't find things. Everything's gone left, but it's time to turn right with Lus. Tony, give it to us. Talking about Glenn Greenwald starting off.
Hey guys, today I am going to defend Casey Tron on her settlement. I saw this. Glenn Greenwald, he has over 2 million followers on X, and he has a lovely family with 2 kids. I'd rather go bankrupt.
I did think, at first I thought it was weird that he pointed out that he has a family, but I think that he's pointing out that he has a family with kids because it makes this like bankruptcy statement so no, you wouldn't. Shut up, you would not throw your family into destitution just to get a one-up on Ethan Klein. So that's just a dumb point. But I thought it was weird. I think he should have probably said that afterwards, after reading the statement, but I think that's why he added that in. I'd rather read literally anything over going homeless. Well, that's just you. You don't stand by your principle. That'd never be Glenn.
And be homeless than forced to read something like that. That said, nothing is scummier than some rich asshole like Ethan Klein using his wealth to fund lawsuits against random critics. Now, of course, Glenn is responding, and Glenn is very popular on Twitter. He is responding directly to Casey Tron's apology, where she had to apologize to Ethan Klein, the Klein family, AB and his wife Lena, Palestine. She had to admit that Hasan Abi did not help her in any way or even reach out to say stay strong or offer words of encouragement. That wasn't even done privately. And she had to talk about helping Ethan Klein take down H3 Snark, the subreddit that heavily promoted her content. Basically, everything that she did not want to say, she had to say, and her lawyers were the ones who made her say it. Now, these same lawyers are the same lawyers that Dennings has. So how strong do they think Dennings' case is when they essentially fed Casey Tron horseshit and told her...
I didn't even think about that aspect, because I think we've talked about that briefly, that they're using the same lawyers, but the fact that their lawyer oh my God, obviously the cases are slightly different, and when it comes to their usage, like Denims said, Denims did react more than Casey Tron did, but it's about the how substantial those reactions actually were in terms of fair use and some type of actual commentary.
To love it, and she did love eating that horseshit. Now back to the settlement part. It's really easy for people to say don't settle, fight. We saw this with the Billy Mitchell versus Carl Jobs, Billy Mitchell versus Apollo Legend. When you're not being sued, and it's some online influencer being sued, it is so easy to say, fight.
This is a good point, too. There are so many people that are saying that. And I do think that it's better from at least the, obviously what Denham said was underhanded. It was very much like a snide remark. But I do think that it's good that the few people that I have seen that have publicly talked about it aren't coming down on Casey Tron and are still trying to come at Ethan. But I think it's stupid to try and come at Ethan for it because, again, it's a settlement. You both settle. You decide to settle. You can take it to the end, or you can settle.
The case, fight the copyright, beat Ethan. But you're not living through the nightmare that is paying your lawyers buttloads of money every month. Sometimes they even invoice you every 2 months, right? Which sounds good, but then it gets out of control. So at least every month you can check mark things that shouldn't be there. It is not bad to settle. It's been my point from the very beginning. Like, whatever Ethan wants, you have to give it to him because you did commit copyright infringement. Your hand was stuck in a cookie jar. You got caught in a cookie jar, okay? There's going to be some consequences for your actions, and part of the consequence is going to be monetary money. And the other part, probably the most important part of Ethan, is going to be an apology where you say whatever he wants you to say. And you have to mean it because you can't take it back. Because if you take it back, the reason Casey Tron can't do a about face is because it would break the settlement agreement. Part of the settlement agreement is he has to make this public apology. If she did then said, oh, guys, I was forced to do it. No, then it would break the settlement agreement and she would just be sued for breach of contract, which is much, much easier to prove than copyright infringement. Because you signed a contract, you breached a contract. So Casey Tron, for the remaining part of the settlement agreement, must help Ethan Klein take down H3 Snark.
Wow, Frank Gehry died, 96 years old. I honestly did not know this architect, this designer, but I wish I had. I'm going to look into this a bit. Wow. These are beautiful pieces. I've said this before. Aesthetically, I really do like things like wacky pomo, things that are kind of like this odd shapes, odd curvatures. Very beautiful, interesting stuff. I know the only God, I can't even remember the other guy's name. I know Frank Lloyd Wright, but then I remember the place, but not the actual guy's name. Why can't I remember his name? Because there's, the architect Paolo Soleri, who did Cosanti and Arcosanti. Or I don't think he did Arcosanti. I think that was built by others for him, or like in honor of the stuff that he built. Pretty sure, yeah. Cosanti is very interesting. But I only know about him because of things involving Frank Lloyd Wright too. I thought you might be interested in that, Cap, and yes, thank you so much. Very. Yeah, I'm gonna just take some time probably later and go through this guy's work because that's very interesting to me. But anyway, here I'll give this a shout out too, just because I just brought it up. But Cosanti, anyone who doesn't know, Paolo Soleri did these. Are they? Yeah, because they're concrete. Yeah, built by pouring concrete over earth mounds, because they created like these earth mounds and then built concrete around it, and then they do all of these wind chime casting there, which is super awesome. They do like straight they do the making of the wind chimes, and you can watch them do it and stuff and take a tour. But it was literally like I think it started as I don't know if it was meant to be a home, but it eventually became like a school, and there's a lot of different stuff that was involved in it, like building of amphitheaters and stuff. Wadi? Yeah, see, I've heard of him before. Because I remember I had looked into it at one point. I guess I should look up specific. Because I do like these, this style of building, like with having the windows like that with the framing. I think that looks beautiful. I think this is taken on a wide angle lens, or like a fisheye. But crazy stuff. Architecture. We need more cool stuff. Yeah, Antoni Gaudi. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. Gaudí. But back to the drama.
Unmask who they are, and not say anything bad about Ethan Klein, because any other statement about Ethan Klein would breach the settlement contract. It would be a breach of contract, and it would be another lawsuit, but it would be one that would be really easy.
Is mayonnaise an Overwatch character? Alex will hate this joke. Jules, that question has made me more angry than I have been in my entire life. Windowmaker. I'll be Bastion. Nerf Bastion.
To win, and it would be one up to this particular judge who enforced the settlement agreement. Trust me, this judge knows what's going on. This judge knows that Casey Tron does not want to say these things, but she lost. And that is the settlement. Now, settlement, unlike what our good friend Dennins believes, isn't case law. When you settle, and often in private, which this mostly is, there's that public component of performance, the apology, but largely it's in private. It's a private agreement between a plaintiff and a defendant. That's not case law. The judge has not ruled on anything. The judge has not said, is this copyright infringement? Is this not copyright infringement? The judge or a jury did not have to make this decision. So by settling, you actually avoid case law. And this is why I was so harsh on Carl Jobes. If you're going to lose, you just kind of destroyed all the goodwill that you had in Australia, because now anyone can be sued and they will lose for defamation in Australia. Because that is case law. That is something that can be cited. There's nothing that can be cited here. So if I was representing a client who feels like they were victims of copyright infringement, I cannot cite this case. This is not a real case. It is not a case that went to verdict. It is a case that was settled.
Ooh.
I don't know the terms of the settlement, although I can guess, but I will not know. No one will know. And even if I did know the terms of the settlement, it has no relevance to any future cases that have to go to verdict. It did not go to verdict. Therefore, it is not case law. It's just a settlement. And 95% of civil cases are like this. It's nothing new. So I think settlement is the best option because it doesn't make any new case law. It's not your life. You know, a lot of people making judgments on Casey Tron settling. She had to do what she had to do. Apparently, according to Casey Tron, none of her family can get jobs. They're jobless, homeless. They rely on one person. And I hope Casey Tron is much more knowledgeable of copyright law, because I can tell you she has infringed multiple movie studios. And these movie studios, should they catch her doing it again, will punish her far more than she will be punished. I mean, you had to set an example, right? And they will sue Casey Tron for millions, if not tens of millions of dollars, just like they did when people were stealing music from Napster and so on. They had to set examples of what could happen to you if you steal from them. And they're very big companies with very, very ferocious and dozens, if not hundreds of lawyers on staff. So back to the issue at hand, I have no problem with her settling. I have no problem with the apology. She committed copyright infringement. She was guilty, and she didn't want to pay the full amount monetary. So if you don't want to pay the full amount money-wise, which Casey Tron was able to, I don't think Casey Tron paid any money. I think it was mainly...
I pulled up the lyrics to see how it actually looks. Maybe I'll be Tracer. I'm already Tracer. What about Widowmaker? I'm already Widowmaker. I'll be Bastion. Nerf Bastion. You're right, so Winston. I want to be Winston. I guess I'll be Genji. I'm already Genji. Then I'll be McCree. I already chose McCree. I have an idea. What's your idea? You should be... And then it's... I'm not going to be Mercy. I honestly don't know this part. I didn't know it was a full song like this. I didn't know. Oh, what about this? Wait. Have you guys seen this? Oh my god. Oh, it'll get me fucking... God damn it. I know if I show it, it'll definitely get claimed because it's a fucking... Does anyone know who Dax is? I need to finish this video. It's almost done.
From the GoFundMe. I would not be shocked at all if
Sorry.
Casey Tron was not out of pocket. Like, she made one last effort to raise money, and she did that successfully. All that money is going to Ethan, by the way. So congratulations, Casey Tron fans who have donated money to Ethan so he can continue suing.
It's Benji. Okay, I was just literally reading off what the lyrics said on the thing. Did I say it wrong? Wait one sec. Did it say Benji on here and I just read it wrong? Oh no, it says Genji on here. What? I don't think there is a... I think it's Genji, guys. There's a Benji player. I'm seeing Genji Overwatch, Genji main. Genji. Are you guys just making a joke? You guys are just trolling? It's really that funny, huh? Disgusting. You know what? You know what, Alex? I'm showing your members only content.
Hello, hello.
How's that make you feel, huh?
Oh shit, man, we're getting our shit rocked here.
You're not even good at this game. Haha. No one even paid. Now no one has to get your membership. I was gonna say this though. Does anybody know who Dax is, the rapper? You guys know that you're insane, you're in pain. I can tell by what you're saying.
You're in pain. I can tell by what you're saying. But...
I'm Golden Freddy. I like to scare, and when I scare...
I'm Golden Freddy. I like to scare, and when I scare, I become a nightmare. You're in the office, probably gonna die, and you will die because you won't survive. I need more. There's a bunch of them. I'm Nightmare Freddy, and I'm in your bed. I'm Nightmare Freddy, and I'm in your head.
You're insane.
I just need it.
I'm Nightmare Freddy, and I'm in your head. I'm Nightmare Freddy, and I'm in your bed. Better flash your lights.
I'm Nightmare Freddy, and I'm in your head. I'm Nightmare Freddy, and I'm in your bed. Better catch on. That song better be in the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. If that isn't the outro to Five Nights at Freddy's, bruh. Oh my god, that's so funny. I haven't seen this. If you Google, wait, let me make sure there's nothing gonna pop up. What are my fillers right now? Okay, nothing will come up. Okay. Okay, nothing bad. FNAF movie. If you look up FNAF movie, had to make sure there were no weird searches. You get the eyes. Are these Chica's eyes? I'm terrified. Cringeroony Dooney. Why is he in my bed? Better flash your lights. Oh. What?
Hey guys, today I am going to defend. Hey guys, I wanted to.
It skipped to a video I would watch. I had been watching earlier. That was weird. Okay, sorry. Making sure everything else was fine. Leave me alone, Mom. I'm busy thinking about FNAF. I love to think about FNAF. I need to be alone to think about FNAF and PewDiePie. Markiplier playing FNAF original video.
everybody, my name is Markiplier, and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you...
I just realized this would probably, I mean, it would be impossible to find it. But I also just remembered this hilarious video of Charlie. I literally don't need to play anything else other than just this.
Over a decade ago, I told a story that still to this day is the most unbelievable true story I have.
So then, hear the true story. This is it.
Was in a frat in Michigan State. I forgot the name of the frat, but he had invited me to their big parties. I think it was for St. Patty's Day. They were doing like a weekend of partying. And this is when I first started to be social. And I said, you know what? Fucking do it live. I bought a plane ticket, accepted the invitation. I went to Michigan State University and I went to their parties. I met a lovely woman at one of the house parties. I got her number, we chatted. Didn't hear from her for like a day. She texted me the next night and I was violently high. Ill, very ill. I had inhaled the bong water from a gravity bong.
Oh.
I was
That's a no-go. That is a no-go.
struggling. I didn't know right from left. She had texted me to come over that evening.
But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. It doesn't matter if you're fucking 20 beers deep. She says, hey, come over. You come over.
I wasn't going to pass up an opportunity. I had a buddy of mine drive me to her apartment. When I got there, she offered some wonderful accoutrements.
Excuse me?
One of which was a blowjob. I didn't.
I say live. What do you guys think?
I was still in a fugue state. I peed all in her mouth. And
what the fuck?
I really want to let that sit in. One more time.
I was still in a fugue.
What do you guys think?
I was still in a fugue state. I peed all in her mouth. And
I prefer the architecture side quests, yeah.
And
what the fuck?
Of course, there's only so much space in this cavity, so she popped off. I peed everywhere in that bedroom.
That's all I'll share. If you want to go hear his whole story, he basically says that they got it on after that. She went and took a shower and then still got it on after that. Yummers. Maybe, he just he was the wrong person. It was kind of the right person because she was still fine with it after, I guess. But it was the wrong person because someone would have just been like, yes, thank you. I've been waiting for this. My God. I don't understand the biology there. If he had a full erection, I don't understand how he actually started pissing. I don't think I would ever share that story. I don't think you could get that out of me with, like, torture. Just kill me. She's just a good person. She's the best. She got that gamer subs. Oh, no. Oh. Just a champ. Oh, James Charles is a disgusting creep that needs to go to jail. Again? What? What happened? I have not heard any James Charles stuff. What happened? James Charles. Oh, I think we talked about this guy. Didn't I show this guy's stuff? Like, aren't these old? I feel like these were a while ago. This guy talked about this. This was posted 3 days ago. Another victim from James Charles speaks out. I feel like I talked about this on my stream if they didn't talk about it on theirs. If they didn't talk about it on the H3 show. Because I remember this guy.
If you don't know me, maybe this will help you out once again. So when I was 14 years old, TikTok kind of became like my escape. And then suddenly, you know, I kind of blew up on TikTok. It was kind of like a kid's dream. People started paying attention to me. People were supporting me. It was everything I could ask for. You know, I felt happy again after leaning towards that for my happiness, which doesn't sound good.
Feels really quiet.
If you get what I mean, you get what I mean. So anyways, and then something crazy happened. James Charles commented and liked one of my videos. At that age and at that moment, you know, it was crazy. It was pretty freaking cool. It's like I accomplished something, you know, like, oh wow, a big creator is seeing me. Like I'm being put out to this person's page. I was not a fan of James Charles, but I knew who he was. I didn't really watch his videos or anything like that, but yeah, you're gonna know who that is. It's one of the biggest creators at the time. I was super shocked. I was super happy, and honestly, I could probably say I was proud, you know. Not long after he messaged me, hey, I responded almost immediately. Who wouldn't respond?
Did I ever tell you James Charles' official Bumble account popped up for me in 2022? No, but that also tells me that. So I'm assuming, Alex, did you only have your preferences set, or is Bumble? Because I know Bumble's the one where I've never used dating apps because I've been in a relationship since high school, but is Bumble's the one where girls do like you both swipe or whatever, but then girls have to text first? Does it have like because I know because Tinder has like preferences and stuff that you can set. Does Bumble have the same kind of settings where you can set preferences? I forget which way I swiped. Yeah, I set it for only women. So it does have preferences. Okay. Yeah, that just proves more so that he's trying to get like. I mean, I guess you could say maybe he's going for closeted, gay men, but like it seems more likely that he is fetishizing straight men, which is just like, it's just odd.
It was exciting, but that excitement did not last long at all. The fun didn't last long at all. It honestly came crashing down just as quick as it all happened. And I've already talked about this before. Hold on, I'm sorry. Anyways, months ago, I tried to talk about the situation once again, but it all came crashing down. I was getting threats, not just towards me, but to my family as well. People were messaging my family. People were calling me closeted. People were just doing some pretty mean things. And on top of that, my videos got taken down once again. So I said, you know what, I'm done and I'm over it. No one believed me and everyone thought I was just making something up, which is my fault because I never showed as much proof as I do have, and that's what I'm going to do now. The conversations that I've had with my lawyers via email and conversations I've had with, the detective, and that's...
Yeah, that's a good point too. Closeted gay men can still use the apps though. Like they could just set their preferences for men and just not let anybody else know. That is a good point. So he's definitely targeting straight men. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's such a good point. Like James gets exposed so many times and nothing happens. And like it's just as bad. Like I don't care if it's straight, gay, whatever. Anybody that thinks they can use like basically the line of like, oh well, you've never been with me though. Well, I'm not interested. Oh, well, are you sure? Oh, come on. Because I feel like it happens with men talking to women. It happens with gay men do it to other gay men. Or gay men do it to straight men. I mean, gay women do it to straight women. I've seen that happen too. I've seen that happen quite a bit actually. Of like oh, I can change your mind, that whole like kind of thing. Like that shit should not fly, no matter who you're talking to.
State at the time, I kept to myself because, you know, that's not just my privacy. You know, those people have families as well, and I didn't want to get them involved. But why should I protect people who never protected me? So I'm going to be speaking about it.
Yeah, and straight guys do it to gay women too. I was trying to think of all the different like angles in which it happens, and I was like, damn, this happens. It just happens too much, I think, is the issue. It's somebody thinking that they have, because I think in general what kind of happens is, and this isn't like for every person, but what I've kind of seen is that you kind of see masculinity and femininity regardless of like gender. So like you have like, you know, and there's masculine cis women with feminine cis men, like that happens too. And I think that usually what happens is the more masculine archetype, I guess, in that situation is usually trying to impose themselves on the more feminine, regardless of what the, you know, gender makeup is. And that is just wrong, bad, weird, abrasive, and at times aggressive. Dudes that fetishize studs skis me out so much, bro. No, yeah, like Drewski. James Charles came on to Jeff Wittick several times. Think one was Coachella before he left Vlog Squad. It's like the dudes who say you haven't had the right dick to lesbians. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Google it. But yeah, I just think in any angle it's wrong, and yeah, and I think that pressure does get put, and then we kind of like, I don't know, it gets brushed to the side because people don't think about it, like, oh, people are just joking, people are just saying stuff. Oh, boys will be boys. Oh, like, you know, and it just should not be okay. In a nature setting, Joji shocked face. I wouldn't be offended if a lesbian hit on me, but it's about not taking no for an answer. No, exactly.
I'm going to be going deeper into it, deeper than I've ever been, with proof of me having conversations with my lawyers and emails and just everything else. I'm not doing this for the drama. I'm not doing this for the attention, but I'm doing this because the threats and the silence have gone on way too far, and my story deserves to be told in the full truth without hiding anything or backing down from anything anymore. So what I'm going to do now is pull up the clip of me kind of first talking about it and getting y'all to understand the full story, and then after that clip is over, I'm going to be coming back and showing y'all the receipts of the lawyers I have and the proof of me being in contact with the Frisco Police Department and just everything.
Oh, okay, yeah, so this is going deeper.
Everything else, so please just take time out of your day to watch this video. Even if you hate me and you don't believe me, please just try to understand where I'm coming from, and please let me show you the proof that I have.
We stand with you, Rhett. Or is it Rhett Ethan? Is that like his last name Ethan? But we stand with you. Or maybe that's his middle name or something. Because here's the thing. People do like to over question things sometimes, and I think that it's not our place to question on either side and to just hear somebody out, like, you know what I mean, and hear out the statements made. Because obviously we don't know the truth, but if he's willing to, like, you know, deal with this on this level, then I think we should at the very least be hearing him out. Because yeah, so proud he's got police involved, and that is just such a yeah, probably Ethan Rhett or a middle name. So proud he's got police involved, and I think that is one of the hardest steps, is actually, like, you know, taking it to police, because it's easy, like, it's not, that part isn't easy either. It's easier to start to admit it to yourself and to people around you that something was wrong or that something happened, that part becomes easier with time. But it's much harder to try and then take the steps to actually like advocate for yourselves in like a legal setting, in like a legal sense. And like the type of stress that puts on anybody is like has to be immense. Especially for somebody, because I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, I'm pretty sure this guy is like, he wasn't just wanting to be a TikTok creator. He was like trying to become a model or something too. So he was like seeing this as like an opportunity that ended up becoming like an issue, like becoming a true violation of boundaries.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ethan Wright.
Yes, this was the original one we saw. I remember this one.
And if you don't know me, maybe this will help you. Before I get into the story, I want to say I am not meaning to hurt anyone's career or damage anyone's reputation. And I just, I was intense.
Okay, so I'm wondering if maybe they might talk. I guess they'll talk about it more on the episode today. I haven't looked into this enough, so I won't give my whole understanding of it. Maybe we'll talk about it more on Monday. But this is very interesting. Because it's interesting that he's come back. Because I remember this one. I do remember him making this statement before. He said Ethan Rhett. Yeah, 14 is insanely young. Yeah, I guess violation of boundaries might be putting it kind of lightly. Sorry, that is a little bit of a... I'm just putting like in general terms that there were many violations done, I guess. James just truly seems like a true piece of shit. Like just that it... And like a true predator. Like, I don't see how you could really see it as anything else. "14 is crazy, like actual pedo shit." I'm pretty sure that's literally like... Because it's not... People always go like, it's not technically pedophilia. But I'm pretty sure that's like 2 years off of literally what would be considered legitimate pedophilia. So regardless of how you want to cut it... Oh, and this actually just brought up such a... Here's the thing. I've always loved Quentin Tarantino's movies. I've always thought they were great stuff. There's obviously some weird parts in it, and I've always said that it does seem like he just likes writing in parts where he gets to say the N-word. But I had never seen this clip before, and let me pull it up. It's talking about Roman Polanski.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's going to be cut properly because this is a full 8-minute clip. I've never heard this before, and now I'm just on the full fuck Quentin Tarantino train. Fuck Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, cool. He can make a good movie. A lot of people could make a good movie. Honestly, if we want to get down to the brass tacks, you could probably say that some of Quentin Tarantino's works are overrated. Does he have some bangers? Yes, but in general, there are some, like anybody, there's some goods and some bads. So many people are apologists for Roman Polanski. It's crazy sad, but this isn't even him being an apologist in like the sense of him being like, oh well, he's literally just saying like, well, it's okay. She wanted it. Like, it is the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Gotta explain this. I've been dying to get a hold of you for this reason. When Gary Garver, our reporter out in Hollywood, interviewed you, here's what you said. I got to ask you about this. Okay. This I don't understand. Your movie I understand. This I don't. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, Quentin, how you doing, man?
Hey.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Nice to meet you. What have you done to make the world a better place?
I don't know. What do you think I've done?
Cool movies.
Oh, well, there. I'll stand with that.
Pulp Fiction's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, were you happy when Roman Polanski won the Oscar?
Yeah, that was pretty cool, actually, yeah.
What's so great about a rapist being the recipient of Hollywood's highest honor?
I don't consider him a rapist.
Right, that's the one. How can you defend... See, I don't understand this. How come Hollywood embraces this madman, this director who raped a 13-year-old?
He didn't rape a 13-year-old. It was statutory rape.
Yeah,
all right.
all right.
Well, that's not quite the same thing. All
Come
right?
on.
Enough said. It's not statutory rape. You know, he had sex with a minor. All right, that's not rape. To me, when you use the word rape, all right, you're talking about violent throwing them down. It's like
No, when we're talking about rape, what we're talking about is a legal term. And so statutory rape is the crime that he committed by having sex with a 14-year-old, regardless of how forceful you want to act like it was, because a child cannot consent. So it's just like the dumbest fucking argument.
one of the most violent.
When was this interview? I don't actually know when this interview was. Maybe he's taken it all back, but this post was in 2019. I don't think it's saying when this was. Let me see if I can find it.
Crimes in the world. You can't throwing the word rape around is like throwing the word racist around. All right, it just doesn't apply to everything that people use it for. All right, he was guilty of having sex with a minor. All right,
That she didn't want to have.
No, that was not the case at all. She wanted to have it.
Well,
and dated.
Well, that doesn't really matter because she was underage. So regardless about the wants of a child, a child can want a unicorn. That doesn't mean that it could or should happen. A kid can want to throw their mom off a bridge. Should they do it? It was something that they really wanted to do. It's fucking stupid.
Dated the guy, and
she was 13
and found out. Well, by the way, we're talking about America's morals. We're not talking about the morals in Europe and everything.
Yeah, it's stupid too. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I know Japan used to have an age of consent of like 12. Some countries still have no age of consent. What we're talking about is, what do you find to be right and wrong? If you find it to be okay, then just say that. Don't appeal to some other country's moral code, because that's just stupid. What's your moral code? And then you can talk about if that's in line with where you're living, or if it's in line with a different country, and maybe you should live there if that's your fucking opinion. Just crazy. Well, and it is so understandable. Roman Polanski, I don't get it, but it is understandable for a younger person to become enticed by an older person because of the things that they have, the ways that they present themselves. It's understandable that a child might be interested in an adult, and that is why it is up to the adults to curb that type of behavior and be like, hey, you should be looking for people your own age. You should be talking to your peers and yada yada yada. And and talk to, maybe have their parents have that conversation with them. You don't have that conversation with them, first off. You just separate yourself if there's any type of that. Because I remember in my high school, there were a bunch of girls that made kept making jokes about this teacher, and he eventually quit because he was just like, I can't deal with people making these types of jokes about me all the time. It's inappropriate, and I want to be a professional in my job, in my career. And he eventually had to quit. And that means that he did what was necessary in that instance. It wouldn't have been okay to be like, oh, well, they were hitting on him, though. It's fucking stupid. Lower this video volume. Is this one too loud? My bad. Always happens when I'm on Reddit.
All right.
Wait a second.
Oh god, this one is so loud. My bad. I'm looking at the thing on the side now. It was super loud.
More
When
than
you have
Europe, more
sex
than China.
with a 13-year-old girl, and you're a grown man, you know that that's wrong because she has
giving her booze and pills.
I'm not. Look, she was down with it.
Oh, you're crazy.
And she's talked about it.
And that's all we need to just leave it there. There's nothing else to it. He's just being like, oh, she was into it. She wanted it. Cool, bro. Cool. That doesn't mean literally anything. Yeah, you literally have to leave at that point. It's a ticking time bomb. Even if you're not doing anything, it creates a weird atmosphere at the very least. YouTube is so loud in general, I listen at half volume. Holy shit, 3 cats in my backyard. Go catch them. Now you have 3 cats. Yeah, a 13-year-old was down with it. And like I'm saying, even if in this hypothetical world if they were, it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter at all. That feeling when Howard is the voice of reason, especially, again, I don't know what time this was, what time period this was in. I mean, I'm assuming this was quite a few years ago. Well, I guess I could just look that up. Right? When did Roman Polanski win Okay, wait, here. Apparently. Okay, so this was from 2003. What was his fucking apology for this? I was ignorant. I was ignorant. How old was fucking Quentin Tarantino in 2003? He was about 40 years old at the time. About 40 years old. I was just a little ignorant. I want to publicly apologize to Samantha Geemer for my cavalier remarks on the Howard Stern show speculating about her and the crime that was committed against her, he wrote. 15 years later, I realized how wrong I was. So he's definitely just doing this to fucking save face. Like, then he went on to say that she was raped by Roman Polanski. When Howard brought up Polanski, I incorrectly played devil's advocate in the debate for the sake of being provocative. I didn't take Miss Geimer's feelings into consideration, and for that I'm truly sorry. So, Miss Geimer, I was ignorant and insensitive, and above all, incorrect. A comment followed an interview for Geimer earlier this week. He was wrong. I bet he knows it. I'm not upset, but I would probably feel better if he realizes now that he was wrong after 15 years about hearing the facts. I still just feel like he was saving face. Like, legitimately. No, yeah, he was arguing like he was Roman himself. And again, I understand people at the time, there were crazy jokes people made. It didn't sound like he was making any fucking jokes. Like, oh, to be provocative. You're not a comedian. You're not like even yeah, some of your works are kind of provocative in a sense, but it's like just stupid on some level. Like, bro, what are you talking about? You were literally saying, like, what about the morals of other countries? What about this country? What about that country? Like, well, I hate him now. Too late. Yeah, it's like I don't think there's any saving it. I've got to be honest. Literally at the intermission for Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair right now, and saw this. Oh no. This isn't a silly goose kind of moment. I'm sorry. And again, it's not like I'm saying all of his works are bad. Shout out Uma Thurman. Like, you know, it's like, it's not like you gotta hate on all aspects of it. There were other people that worked on it. But to call him a genius, I think we might need to take a more holistic approach. Yeah, what we heard is how these dudes speak about it behind closed doors. So, Ethan Klein versus Denims. Why Denims should apologize and settle now. So this one got posted very recently. And it's just a little one from another one from Lus. How have we not started yet? We're literally 30 minutes late. Got 1 minute to 30 minutes. Ooh, cat getting fed. Late again? Late? A whole 30 minutes late. Wow. Heavy L.
Hey guys, I wanted to address this comment because a lot of people are confused about this issue. What Ethan Klein reply guys fail to realize or deliberately ignore is the precedent this sets. If he prevails, it's open season for other rich people to weaponize the legal system to silence creators. Today the target is Denims, but tomorrow it could be literally anyone else. Now, first and foremost, I don't think Ethan Klein is wanting to go to trial. He's shown that even he will settle with Casey Tron. Casey Tron said some very nasty things about Ethan Klein and his family. He is willing to settle with Casey Tron. Yes, he demanded an apology.
But sorry, I don't think I said the title. Ethan Klein versus Denims. Why Denims should apologize and settle now.
But settlement is on the table. Everyone now believes, including Denims herself, that there will be some type of settlement with Frogan. Probably some type of apology. Now that the path has been set, Frogan knows what she can offer. Basically, her GoFundMe, if there's any money left there. Maybe a little bit of money on the top to pay Ethan's legal fees. And then an apology written by Ethan's lawyers.
Can you please not feed your cat at this time? Mine still has to wait an hour. And now I'm going to hear about it. I'm sorry. I'll try and set it. I'll try and I'll change it up for him. But then you might just start hearing meow, meow, just the whole time.
Ethan and Frogan's own lawyers. Frogan's lawyer isn't a hotshot attorney, IP attorney. He's 101 settlement. I looked at his case files. He doesn't take things to trial. So one of the things that you want to look at if you are sued is what is the opposing counsel? Do they go to trial? Are they currently in trial? Are they a litigation attorney or more likely a transactional attorney, especially in IP? IP, I'm not a litigation attorney. I'm a transactional attorney. There's a very big difference in how those two are trained and how those two develop their skill sets. Then I would look at how many cases this person in his lifetime has gone. So if he or she is a litigation attorney, I would then look at the cases that they litigated. So a settlement is going to be the best for Frogan. It was the best result for Caseytron. A settlement does not set legal precedent in the way that a court decision does. A settlement is an agreement between parties to resolve a legal dispute without going to trial or continuing through the appeal process. It's essentially a private contract where parties agree to certain terms, often including payments, actions, and restrictions. Because it is mutually agreed upon rather than imposed by the court's interpretation of the law, it doesn't carry the force of precedent. Okay? Lack of judicial ruling. Precedent arises from it.
Yeah, because again, it's an agreement between the two parties. An agreement.
A court's decision interpreting and applying the law in a specific case. Settlements, on the other hand, do not involve a judge making a ruling on the merits of the legal issues. Since no legal principles is officially decided, other courts cannot cite the settlement as a binding authority. This is why lawyers rarely refer to settlements when arguing new cases, except perhaps as a factual example. These cases are similar. Confidentiality. Many settlements include confidentiality clauses, which this one does. Caseytron has a confidentiality clause with Ethan, and vice versa. When the terms of settlement are secret, there is no public record for other lawyers or courts to examine. This further reduces the ability of settlement to influence future cases. Even if a settlement were publicly known, it would still not establish precedent because precedent is based on legal reasoning, not private agreement. What would we contrast this with? A court judgment.
But I think that they're talking about that if Ethan wins the lawsuits against people like Denims, which again would, if that were the case, you would want them to settle because you wouldn't want these cases to go to trial. But regardless, if you did think that it would set a precedent for Ethan to win this case, I think that the precedent it would set wouldn't be bad for creators. All it does is create an actual established limitation to what is to what then becomes copyright infringement.
A court judgment, especially one from a higher court, sets precedent because it is formally interprets the law. Judges explain their reasoning, cite statutes, and analyze prior case law. This decision can then be used by lawyers in court in future cases as binding if from a higher court, or persuasive if it is from the same level court or a lower court. Settlements don't involve this reasoning process, so they lack the legal authority to guide other courts. Now, there are some exceptions, of course. In law, there's always exceptions. If a settlement is incorporated into a court order, it may have a limited legal effect, especially for enforcement between the parties. For example, if a court approves a class action settlement, the settlement may bind all class members, but even then, it usually doesn't create new law. In some very, very rare situations, settlement in highly publicized cases may influence behavior indirectly because lawyers and companies notice how disputes are being resolved. However, the influence is practical, not legal. So settlement has no legal precedence.
I was checking the Instagram to see if they posted. They posted 12 minutes ago that they were live. Why does it lie?
Now, strategy-wise, many parties prefer settlement because it controls outcomes, reduce costs, that's for Caseytron there, and avoids uncertainty. In some industries, settlement can be extremely significant financially or reputational, but they can still remain legally private. So back to the conclusion, settlement resolving disputes do not create new rules of law. They do not establish legal precedent and that other courts are bound to follow. So this is kind of what Ethan Klein is doing. If Denims apologize, they settle. No content creator has to be worried because there's no binding. It's not case law. No lawyer can cite this as, oh, look at this example. Only when a judge or a jury and there's some type of legal reasoning, or like there's some type of, okay, your legal argument is A, the legal defense is B, I'm going to go with A, or I'm going to go with B.
Why does she just have rolls of toilet paper right here? She just has two rolls of toilet paper, it looks like, just sitting here on the top of this little shelf thing.
There is no legal reasoning here. So I think this is kind of a, what do you call it, red herring, where they try to make it seem like Ethan Klein is...
Went live?
Hello, everybody.
I really do appreciate it. Remember, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I've actually changed up the schedule for those who remember. Now we're going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, regular streams on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, gaming streams on Thursday, music or web surfing streams on Tuesday, and members-only streams on Saturday. I'll post this probably on Monday. We'll see. But thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Remember, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Become a member if you want more content. We're doing all types of different stuff, especially when they go on break. But again, thank you all so much. This is Captain Quasar. Signing off.